Good day, everyone. Welcome to Sit with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa, and this is Morning Sip. And SIP stands for Spirit and Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So, my passion is to support people in transforming their lives. It's 2024. We are about living life on purpose, connected to our yes. It is time, y'all. Don't let 2024 go by and you're like, oh man, I didn't get nothing accomplished this year. I didn't do any of the things that I know are mine to do. It feels just like 2023. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. I am here to support you. I am here to guide you. I am here to help you release whatever is in the way of you living your divine assignment. So, I am a spiritual life coach, a preacher, and teacher, and my mission is to give inspiration so that you can ignite that divine spark within you. Don't blow it out again, right? We're going to keep that spark ignited. Yes. Oh my goodness. So that we can live life in joy, connected to our yes. This is my mission. This is my ministry of joy. So if you need support, you can reach out to me. Oh, let's take that down. You can reach out to me at iamrevmelissa on Instagram and on Facebook. All right. So my head's not chopped off there. So we're live today on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and streaming on New Thought Media Network. So good day, Linda. It's good to see you. Linda, girl, you brought the snow to New York, girl. We got the snow yesterday, and some more is coming, or the day before, and some more is coming on Thursday night, Friday. So thank you very much, Colorado. Good day, Michelle. Good day, Michelle from Cali. So good day, everyone that's joining in. It's wonderful to be with you all today. And so we started a new series yesterday, Shay. We started a new series, and it's still in alignment with what we have been talking about for 2024. So I decided to dedicate January, the whole month of January, to teaching and I hope inspiring you to choose your quality and how you will work with it throughout the year. And so we started another component of that called imagination, right? So I know I've done a series on imagination in the past, but specifically, we're going to be talking about how we can use our imagination to anchor us in our qualities. Yes? So I ended yesterday sharing a concept called reality threshold. Has anyone heard of that? Reality threshold. So neuroscientists and other researchers are doing a lot of research on this concept called reality threshold. Let me put that up so y'all can see what that looks like. Reality threshold. And the research is brain research, right? How our brain functions with reality and imagination. Because it has long been believed from research prior that your brain can't distinguish between what's real and what's you are imagining. So the activity of your brain will light up regardless if it's a real thing or if you're using your imagination. New research has shown that that is true to a point, right? There's a threshold that you have to reach for that to actually be the reality. So I was totally fascinated by this, went all in the rabbit hole about this because most of my life, most of my adult life, I have heard that your brain does not distinguish when you're using your imagination, the same areas in your brain lights up, is activated, right? As when it is real. Yes? I see you, Linda. I love neuroscience. It's all good and all God. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm right there with you. I love science now. I didn't like it so much when I was in school, but I love it now. So I have a couple of things that I want to share with you from some of the research. And as I said, the new research is showing that when they evaluate the areas of the brain that gets ignited, it gets processed through what they are calling a reality threshold. All right. So I'm going to read a couple of things to you from one of the research papers that I found. So they said that brain scan studies have repeatedly found that seeing something and imagining it evokes highly similar patterns of neural activity. Yes, right? We all are aware of that. I can look outside my window right now, and if I want to, I can imagine a unicorn walking down the street. The street would seem real, and the unicorn would not. It's very clear to me. The knowledge that unicorns are mythical barely plays into that. A simple imaginary white horse would just seem unreal. So the brain evaluates the image it's processing against a reality threshold. If the signal passes the threshold, the brain thinks it's real. If it doesn't, the brain thinks it's imagined. So, since we know that unicorns aren't real, our brain isn't going to process it as real because it doesn't pass the reality threshold, right? Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. So, such a system works well most of the time because imagined signals are typically weak. But if an imagined signal is strong enough to cross the threshold, the brain takes it for reality. So they did all of this research with people and would test if they put up an image, how they process it, if they process it as something that is real or as something that is imagined. So they would have one picture of that's a real picture, and then they would tell the study subjects imagine something, and then they would test to see how the brain activity was being activated when they did those two things. And so, what they're finding is that perception and imagination sometimes can get mixed in together. Perception and imagination. And we know how powerful perception is, right? Seeing things through another lens, shifting our perception of something is very powerful. So I want to read one more part. The same pathways in the brain code for both imagination and perception, but imagination is just a weaker form of perception. So the observations suggest that imagery in our mind's eye and real perceived images in the world do get mixed together. When this mixed signal is strong or vivid enough, we think it reflects reality. It's likely that there's some threshold above which visual signals feel real to the brain and below which they feel imagined. But there could also be a more gradual continuum. So basically, what they're saying is if the what you are imagining, if that signal is strong enough, the brain will start to process it as being real. That is so powerful. But if your imagination, the signal is weak, then your brain will not process it as being real. It will process it as simply being imagined. Yes? So, what is clear is that the brain must be able to accurately regulate how strong a mental image is to avoid confusion between fantasy and reality. The brain has the brain has this really careful balancing act that it has to perform. The brain has a really careful balancing act that it has to perform. In some sense, it is going to interpret mental imagery as literal as it does visual imagery. Oh my God. This was so exciting to me. It was so exciting to me because this is all within our control. How we use our imagination, right? Doesn't it make sense, Michelle? Oh my goodness. I just loved everything about this. So, the research is showing that brain scans that imagination signals are typically weak. But if an imagination signal is strong enough to cross the threshold, the brain takes it for reality. So the question is, how strong is your imagination signal when it comes to your quality? Do you believe that you are your quality? Do you believe that you are infinite sacred love? So when you imagine what that is for you and through you, the signal is so strong that the brain process it, it lights up. New pathways are formed and it believes it is real. So are you willing to do your work, your spiritual practices, your spiritual work to build the muscle, if you will, of your reality threshold? Do you believe? What do you believe? What do you know to be the truth about who and whose you are? It all goes back to our consciousness. Remember, our brain and our mind are two separate things, right? So, what are you believing about yourself? Our beliefs are where? Where do they come into form? Through what level of consciousness? Through our subconscious mind, our subjective mind. It comes into form. So if we have a belief that that there's just not enough, that life is a struggle, that I got to compete for everything that I want in my life. But our quality is prosperity. And then you go and you use your imagination to imagine prosperity. Guess what? Your imagination signal will be weak because your subconscious mind believes that you aren't enough. I'm not enough. So your subconscious mind trumps the subconscious mind will override your brain. The subconscious mind is running the show, and we can use our conscious mind to impress upon our subconscious mind so that we can strengthen our imagination signal so that we can cross over that threshold, right? And be in the realm of, and so it is. So all of these things have to be in alignment. Yes, all of these things have to be in alignment. How strong is your belief in your quality? How strong is your belief that you are already your quality? And when we write it out, right? Because part of what we're doing as part of our spiritual work is we're writing out our affirmations every single day in the morning and in the evening. Even if it's just once, it's just once. Are you consistent with that? That impacts the signal. Consistency impacts the signal. Do you trust? Do you trust in something greater than you are that will impact the signal? As you're writing, are you saying to yourself, that I am soaring more, right? Let's say that's one of mine because my quality is soar. So I am soaring more in 2024. But as I'm writing it, I'm like, I don't know about this. That will weaken the signal when I then go in and use my imagination around soaring. My brain will be like, oh yeah, she's just imagining this because she don't really believe it. We got some other data that shows she don't really believe this. So we'll just, we'll just have fun here. Yeah, we'll go through the stuff with her. But it's not leaving an imprint because the signal is weak. So we control the signal by doing our work. 2024, the energy of 2024 is what? It is doing. It is assertive action. It is manifesting power. These are the gifts of 2024. So we decide how we're going to use it or not. We decide that. So I hope that you got something from the reality threshold. There's so much more. There's so much research on this, especially since the pandemic. It's really this area of research has like been booming because of the pandemic. So I might talk about this again. I might do a whole series on the reality threshold. We'll see. But it was fascinating for me. And I hope it's fascinating for you also. So before we move on to some joy news, I just want to repeat what we're doing with our quality. So we chose our quality. If you haven't chosen your quality yet, choose your quality, put it in the comments. I'll add you to the list. And we're writing it down with our hand. We did a whole series about how powerful writing with our hand is. Then we're creating an affirmation for our quality. And we're speaking our affirmation every day throughout the day, right? Just walking down the street, say your affirmation. Walking up the stairs, say your affirmation. Before you brush your teeth, say your affirmation throughout the day with the feeling of the quality. Yes? And then we're going to practice with that affirmation by writing it in the morning and in the evening. However many times that you want to do that. I do it 3 times. I write it 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening. Consistently. Yes? And then we're creating a theme for our year, right? So my theme for 2024 is I soar in 2024. So think about it like a movie. What would you call this year for you if it was a movie? Yes? And then we're going to write down experiences of our quality. Oh, I wish I had my journal down here. We're going to write down experiences of our quality, not how, but just the experience of it. So one of mine is I consistently write and I consistently soar in 2024. So when I use my imagination, I'm imagining myself sitting, writing my book, seeing all the things around me. I'm using my imagination, seeing my book completed, seeing it as a bestseller, like wherever I want to go in my imagination. But how strong is the signal? Will it meet the reality threshold? Will it create new pathways in my brain and leave an imprint that this is real? This is really happening. Or will it be just a fantasy? So that's how we are working with our quality. All right. All right. All right. So I'll let Michelle have the last word. I want to have an impact on my qualities, theme, and affirmations in 2024. Yes, I am. So this is good, Michelle, because I did a series about wanting, right? So let's choose our words carefully because I want just creates more want, right? But I am is present tense as if it's happening now. So I am having an impact on my qualities, themes, and affirmations in 2024. I am doing that. I am imagining that. I am feeling that. I am knowing that. I am believing that. I am that. All right. All right, y'all. So if you need help, just reach out to me and we could set up some time to talk. We could go through a whole plan for 2024. Okay. All right. So let's get into great, great. I hear you, Rev Melissa. I am. That's right, Michelle. I am. Let's get into some joy news. So, what do we have coming up? Mm, 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 mm. So, a couple of things coming up. Our next meditation with the full moon is on January 24th, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I know that the full moon is on Thursday, but we're doing it the night before. Okay. It'll look full. The moon will look full on Wednesday. All right. So please mark your calendars for that. Okay. Other things we have coming up are Sunday. We are in our 2024 theme at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I'm the spiritual director, senior minister. And our theme for 2024 is Ubuntu, we rise together. And so this Sunday, I will be talking about our strength lies in unity. Our strength lies in unity. So please join me for service, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be virtual this Sunday. Go to rocklandcsl.org, click on Sunday service, and the Zoom link is there. Also on Sunday at 10:30 a.m., I do a replay of an inspirational talk. It's called The Other Sip, Sunday in Praise. And this Sunday, I will be replaying the sermon that I gave last Sunday at service called I Am Only Because You Are. So you have options there for Rev Melissa, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Please mark your calendars. We'll be doing a life visioning board workshop on February 10th, I believe. So just hold that date. Pencil in that date, okay? Pencil in that date, February 10th, our life visioning board workshop, where we're going to use our quality and create our life visioning board centered around our quality and other information that we get from the Most High. Also, know that as a heads up, our community cafe is on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And our next one is with the amazing healer, Shay Davis, who takes us through an amazing healing process that is called neuro emotional technique, NET. So please join us next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If anything needs to be healed, especially like physical stuff, Shay got you. Shay got you. And she doesn't even have to work on you directly. You will receive the benefits of it just by being present and being open to the healing. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you, Shay, for the service that you provide to Rockland CSL. It is priceless. And so we so appreciate you. I think that is it. I want to give a shout out to all my 30-day mental dieters. Wherever you are on the journey, you are doing great. So keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Let me check in one last time with comments. Okay, Shay, it is repetitive process. I'm a spiritual work in progress. Yes, it is. Repetitive. Yes, it is. Because practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. Yes. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.